which is really anti-aging. That's blood sugar. The next thing is free radicals. Free radicals is very, 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 very interesting because you don't age. You duplicate poorly. Isn't that interesting? You don't age, you duplicate poorly. What do I mean by that? Well, if you take a look at your gastrointestinal tract, you get a brand new one, at least the lumen, the lining of your gastrointestinal tract, every 9 months. So how did the old cells that died and left make new ones? They use DNA. And DNA is very interesting because it's like a blueprint. As soon as that cell is going to go through what's known as programmed cell death, which every cell dies, it says, before I die, I'm going to leave you in my will a plan to make a new one. Like we make children, they make new cells. Now, they use this plan, this DNA, this blueprint. Now, the DNA in the blueprint itself gets approximately 100,000 hits to the actual nuclear DNA per cell every single day of free radical hits. So that means chips away at the actual plan itself. Imagine if I handed you a blueprint, and all of a sudden I took a little pieces away from it every time I copied it, and a little more pieces away from it every time I copied it. By the time I ended up making the 10th, 12th, 15th copy, it'd be a very different picture, wouldn't it? It's sort of like making a Xerox copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. By the time you reach the one at the end, it looks like garbage. That's one of the major facts of aging. We don't age, we copy poorly. Now, what are we dealing with here that's making chips in the pictures? Free radicals. What do we use for that? Antioxidants. And antioxidants are very, very important because we have to be able to make sure that we get in good amounts of vegetables within our diets. It would be nice if we had vegetables that had high amounts of antioxidants, like organic vegetables, okay? And in addition to that, to be able to supplement with different types of free radical quenching antioxidants. Did you know that most people don't understand that there's 6 subcategories of free radicals? And they deal with many different aspects, everything from inflammation to improper breakdown of the DNA. So we want to be able to make sure that we have a wide variety of antioxidants. So a wide variety antioxidant formula would be a great thing to be able to have to deal with those 6 subcategories of free radicals. So when we make the picture of the picture, it looks like the picture we started out with. And that's an excellent thing about free radicals and quenching them. The next thing is pH balance. pH balance is very, very interesting. What is pH balance? As we know, pH balance is dealing with an acid or alkaline base. And why do we need this balance more towards an alkaline base? Well, if you take a look at Guyton's Physiology, which is the major textbook which is used within first and second year medical students, it's clearly pointed out there that there are 3 things that are affected by acidic pH adversely. The first thing is enzymatic function. The second thing is hormones. And the third thing is cancer states or oncological states. Okay? We want to be able to make sure that you get the most out of the nutrients you get from your food and the nutrients in the supplement form that you might be taking. So that falls under that first category, which is enzymes. And that's very interesting in regards to pH balance. When you have yourself a vitamin is what's known as a coenzyme. Okay? A coenzyme will take and work along with an inactive or apoenzyme, and they'll come together to make an active enzyme complex. But they'll only work really well at an optimal pH level, which is usually measured in salivary pH between 6.5 and 7.5 in that area. Okay? But there's so many people, if you were to measure their salivary pH over the course of a day, and you were to average it out, that the individuals find themselves less than 6.5. When it becomes less than 6.5, even if you do have the right amount of nutrients, coenzymes, and inactive enzymes coming together to make an active enzyme complex, it does not work as well. So if you want to get the most out of the nutrients in your foods to be able to make these active enzymes, which run every form of process in your body, you want to make sure the pH is right. Now, pH is a really important thing. That's in regards to the actual enzymes, a big, big issue. What are the things that we can do to help with pH? Well, remember, the center molecule of chlorophyll, the thing that makes green leafy vegetables green, is magnesium. That's a wonderful alkalizing agent. They're also excellent sources of calcium, which is another great alkalizing agent as well. We want to be able to make sure people have those things. Also, you can utilize such things as calcium, magnesium, and other forms of alkalizing electrolytes as well, which can be helpful for that individual when it comes to alkalizing them. So diet and the intake of supplements can be helpful in that area. The next area in which enzymes affect is hormones. Hormones have a smaller band of more active, smaller band of pH in which hormones are more active. Okay, so we want to be able to make sure that for all of your hormones, remember, such things as a growth hormone, something that helps in regards to aging and so on and so forth. You make your growth hormone at that phase of your sleep that you call REM sleep, okay, where your eyes are moving, rapid eye movement. That's the last of 5 different phases per cycle of sleep. You make that in that phase, but guess what? Will it be effective or won't it be effective? It has to do with pH. So we want to make sure that all these hormones like estrogen and growth hormone and testosterone are working well. How do we do that? Let's make sure the pH environment is good. So we do that with we do that with alkalizing individuals with food, and we do that with alkalizing individuals with supplements. Okay? Those can be important factors. Also, proper water intake is an important aspect of alkalizing as well. We want to make sure individuals intake of water at approximately 50% of their weight in ounces. You weigh 150 pounds, you take 75 ounces in per day of water. That adds in the alkalizing process. So we want to be able to make sure that pH balance is an important thing. Next is, as we're talking about water, is hydration. And